Echoes of the Heart. Chapter 1. Fateful Encounter. In Luminera, where neon lights painted the night sky and concrete jungles whispered tales of dreams yet to come, I found myself entwined in a world that felt more like a canvas begging for colors. My name is Amelia, an artist with a brush that danced across canvases, capturing life's essence through swirling hues of emotions. Eyes that sparkled like the stars above often seemed too big for my face, and dreams as vast as the ocean within me. It was on one such fateful evening, amidst the city's symphony of sounds and smells, that I stumbled upon him. A man shrouded in mystery. His eyes were pools of darkness, his smile an enigma etched on a chiseled face. Yet, inexplicably, every fiber of my being pulled towards him, as if an invisible thread had tied our hearts together. He moved with purpose, his footsteps echoing down the street I called home, each step measured and deliberate. My curiosity piqued by this stranger, I followed at a safe distance. Not to trespass on his space, but to be close enough that my soul could feel him breathe. The city streets were never kind to loners, yet he navigated through crowds with grace, as if they too acknowledged his solitary existence. Each step echoed the beats of my own heart. We crossed paths, our eyes meeting for an instant. A fleeting moment where breath caught and time stilled. His gaze lingered, then vanished into the night's veil. I knew I had to see him again. Days blended together, each one painting Luminera with vibrant hues as the sun chased the horizon. I painted by day, lost in thoughts of those eyes when night fell. On the third evening, fate weaved us back together. A chance encounter at my favorite cafe. The enigmatic stranger sat alone in the corner, a book open before him, pages rustling in an unheard breeze. As our paths converged, his gaze drifted up from his reading material. I offered a smile, and he nodded graciously. No words were exchanged as we sipped coffee under the moon's gentle glow through the window. The atmosphere pulsed with unspoken understanding, much like my art pieces. Raw emotion trapped in silence. With each visit, our exchanges remained sparse yet profound. His name was Julian. I discovered it during a moment of vulnerability when the city's noise faded away, and we spoke in hushed tones about life, love, loss, and dreams. He listened attentively as if every word was a stroke on my canvas. There were moments when our eyes intertwined, holding secrets we both dared not speak aloud. The connection between us intensified with each encounter. In the silent language of looks, subtle smiles, and shared laughter that danced on the threshold of whispers. One night, he spoke, "Your art has wings, Amelia. It speaks directly to my soul." Julian's words were a warm breeze on an autumn evening. For the first time since childhood, I felt seen. In the weeks that followed, our coffee dates blossomed into moonlit strolls along the river and impromptu gallery exhibits. Each moment crafted a tapestry between us, intricate yet fragile as silk. Luminera had become our sanctuary, where the world was quiet and only we existed. Underneath the city's perpetual rhythm, I felt the connection deepen. It was no longer just shared dreams but an echo of the heart. One fateful night, under the constellation's watchful gaze, he took my hand. A simple act that spoke volumes. We walked in tandem, as if time had gifted us permission to walk hand in hand through life for the first time. The world seemed to vibrate with promise. Our fingers intertwined, our palms touching lightly at first, then firmly. "Are you running from something?" I dared to ask when the river's whispers turned into sobs in the wind. Julian's expression wavered before he responded, "Maybe I am, coming to terms." Terms with what? The question remained unanswered as he drew me closer under a bridge where the city lights blurred into an ethereal tapestry. Lips brushed against lips. Our first kiss under the vast sky. It was tender yet powerful, a promise that echoed in every beat of my heart. I had never felt so alive, and so lost all at once. We parted, gasping for air as if we'd been drowning together. Our breaths intermingled with moonlight, whispers of promises spoken before words could form. We were two souls caught by an unseen force, suspended in the flux of Luminera's pulsing life. And then, in a moment that felt both inevitable and cruel, Julian vanished as suddenly as he had appeared. I scoured the city for what felt like an eternity, tracing our steps on crowded streets, only to find myself back where it began. Under the starlit bridge. Tears fell without warning as I realized that our chance encounter might be nothing more than a dream woven from imagination and longing. My brushstrokes lost their rhythm, my dream spoke of him in hues I had never known before. Yet, beneath every stroke, a part of me remained hopeful. Hoping that somehow, somewhere, he felt the echo too. Little did I know, the universe was just beginning its twisted play. Chapter 2. Forbidden Touches. Time, in all its cruel beauty, marched on. Seasons came and went, leaving Luminera's streets to don new clothes. My art gallery flourished with pieces inspired by those nights under the stars. The painting that captivated all. Ephemeral Whispers. Spoke of love and longing. It was a work so intimate it hurt, a portrait of two souls intertwined in an invisible dance, yearning for touch yet never quite finding solace. I sold my masterpiece to a prominent art dealer who claimed it would change lives. I laughed, thinking of the city's pulse as he paid handsomely for a piece that seemed too personal. My dreams still held Julian. Whispers and touches from our brief encounter echoing through the nights. It was then, during an opening night at the gallery, that fate decided to play its game. Underneath the grand chandelier casting shadows of gold and crimson, amidst the laughter and applause, I spotted him. Standing where he had first spoken words that echoed in my soul. In his eyes, a fire that matched mine burned bright. His hand reached out, and I took it without hesitation, as if reuniting with a long-lost piece of myself. His touch ignited a blaze within me. We stepped into the night, embracing under the gallery's awning. Whispers turned to murmurs, fingertips explored skin, tracing lines and curves that only lovers know intimately. The city pulsed around us yet felt distant as our hearts beat in harmony. He whispered secrets into my ear. Of loss and longing, of an unfulfilled dream he dared not pursue. My soul recognized his words as if we'd shared this story before. I did the same, sharing dreams that had to do with Julian, the mysterious stranger who had awakened a part of me long buried. The moon cast its silver glow over us, painting our skin in hues only lovers know. Tender strokes of love and longing. We stumbled upon a secluded dock, where the river lapped against ancient stones. Our lips danced, a ballet we knew by heart. In that embrace, I sensed it. Julian was the echo I had always sought, my art's subject matter and the artist himself merged into one breathless dance. As if to confirm what my soul already knew, he took my hand, leading me toward an old wooden boat bobbing on the water. "Let's take a midnight cruise," he said, eyes shining with an unspoken promise. The river carried us beyond city limits as Luminera faded into the horizon. We spoke of every story we had and never told, every dream we yearned to chase. It was then I realized that Julian wasn't running, he'd been waiting for me, just like me. In the boat's silence, the past blurred with the present, our dreams intertwined under starlight. As dawn painted the sky, hand in hand, we sat together on the deck as the city awakened. Julian's fingers traced lines of my palm and spoke of a dream. To paint the world as it truly was, not just how he saw it. His hand, now calloused from creating art that could touch souls, found mine with reverence. It was then, against the sunrise's warm glow, that he proposed under the bridge where our love had begun. In his words were promises of a dream shared, dreams yet to be chased together. As we stood there, Julian slipped a small sketchbook in my hand. Pages filled with strokes of color and lines so fluid they seemed alive. "Finish it," he said before disappearing into the new dawn. Days blurred, nights painted as I chased his vision on those sketches. Each stroke was an echo of him, each color an homage to our connection. And when the book was complete, we stood at the gallery where our story began, hand in hand and heart afire. There, amidst applause and accolades, he unveiled ephemeral whispers to a world that understood before words could form. The painting danced with life. It spoke of love unspoken yet shared. A tale of two souls who found each other under Luminara's pulse. I'd done more than create art, I had documented the echo within him, and he within me. Julian pulled out his own sketchbook, revealing a portrait that echoed my dreams with strokes so bold they shone like stars in the night sky. His hand found mine as we stood before our masterpieces. Echoes of love, longing, and hope etched onto canvas. With tears in his eyes, he spoke of finally finding solace. I had given him the courage to chase his dream. He took my hand once more, fingers entwining our palms, and said, "Will you come with me? The world is waiting." As if in a dance choreographed by stars, I nodded without needing words. It was then that Luminara's pulse changed. It sang of us, as if the city knew Julian and I were two strokes away from becoming one. And so we embarked on a journey. Art that touched hearts, souls, painting dreams together. In distant lands, our canvases spoke to people who felt like they were seen, heard, understood. In every corner, in every breath of fresh air, our connection grew stronger. Luminara's pulse became the heartbeat between us. The city echoed back with colors and shadows that mirrored Julian's sketches. Nights blurred into days as we chased the dream he had longed for, and I had unknowingly helped him find courage to pursue. Then, one fateful night beneath a sky reminiscent of our first dance, his eyes brimmed with unspoken truths. "Amelia, will you marry me?" The question echoed within. It was an invitation I'd been awaiting under starlight conversations we never shared aloud. With trembling hands and love's compass guiding us, he placed a ring on my finger. The city echoing our promise in hues of blue and silver that danced with stars. Our dreams were no longer solitary, they danced together, promising a future where every stroke held two hearts beating as one. "Yes," was all I could say through tears and laughter. As we embraced, Luminara sang a song only souls recognize. The rhythm of love unspoken yet understood. We made promises beneath the night sky, an echo that had awakened long before us. Our love story began in this city where dreams dared to take flight. Chapter 3. Love's Resurgence. The wedding day dawned, and as we exchanged vows under Luminara's pulse, our connection pulsed brighter than ever before. In the sea of faces, Julian held my hand, and as he whispered, "I love you," I felt his heartbeat synchronize with mine. Two becoming one. The city sang. It was a symphony that spoke directly to hearts that believed in echoes yet unseen dreams. Life painted in our colors, the world echoing back in shades of silver and blue. Yet, in joy, we could not shake off the feeling that Luminera's pulse had changed once more. An unspoken truth echoed within us both as Julian handed me a sketchbook before we boarded our flight to explore lands unknown. His sketches spoke of us, yet they were different from what he'd shown me. He took my hand. Beneath the ink was a portrait of him painting with his non-dominant hand. A stroke away from healing fully. The journey wasn't over. New strokes awaited us in every corner of the world, and Luminera's pulse, though still singing our love story, now hummed of an unspoken truth we dared not speak. The echoes of our hearts beat as one, yet Julian yearned for something more. The freedom to paint with his heart untethered by fear. Together, we embarked on this new chapter, knowing that every color and line would echo a journey into our own healing and growth. Though the world echoed back in vibrant colors, it was clear Luminera whispered secrets only lovers understand. Julian held my gaze as he spoke of scars yet to heal, dreams untouched, and heart's unspoken truths within us both. The city, though celebrating our love story, sensed a yearning. It longed for more strokes from our brushes. Echoes of the truth we dared not speak. Yet, together, with every new dawn breaking over unfamiliar lands, he'd found solace in my hand as his guide. It was then that I realized Luminera had become a canvas for us, a reminder to embrace the unknown strokes within ourselves and paint with our hearts unencumbered. And so we began anew. Every dawn chasing dreams yet unseen, every stroke holding more truth than ever before. In the distance, the city echoed our promise. It sang of love, unspoken truths, echoes of courage found in shared dreams, and scars that were healing under starlight sketches we spoke with hands entwined. For every color added to the canvas was a step towards freeing his heart from fear, leaving room for new strokes, new dreams yet unseen. More echoes waiting within us both. The journey had only begun. Luminera's pulse still sang our love story, but now it whispered truths we dared not speak. We painted dreams, and with every stroke, the city echoed back in ways we couldn't fully understand. The journey into healing and growth led us to a quiet hill overlooking a distant ocean. On that canvas, he began painting not with his hand. For the first time, his heart was free. Strokes of pure emotion on unblemished skin. As the world witnessed another stroke of courage, Luminera pulsed back in hues so vivid they seemed alive, echoing our love story. Together, we had painted freedom and forgiveness, the city embracing our dreams yet unseen. The journey wasn't to find a new echo, it was about embracing every brushstroke that danced with truth. Together, we embarked on this new chapter, knowing Luminera echoed back with strokes of hope and light.